You'll have to forgive me for smoking again. This next question kind of makes me need one. Immediately after I posted that last video onto Tumblr, I got an asking me to talk about why Leah and I broke up, why I broke up with her, and why I'm so angry with her. And to be completely honest, I really don't mind making this video because I feel like I can better explain my side of the story. For those of you who don't know, first let me say that Aaliyah did come out as transgendered and did go by the name Luke for a while. So if you hear me say he, or in the past you've heard me talk about somebody named Luke or having a boyfriend, that's why. Aaliyah and Luke are the same person. Aaliyah and I met on Tumblr and dated long distance for about 6-7 months. I met her twice in person. Once she came down here and stayed for about a week, and the last time in October she stayed with me for almost a month. We've had a lot of issues in the relationship previously. Pretty much all coming down to me not being able to trust her. She talked to other girls a lot behind her back. Aaliyah has a history of cheating on her girlfriends. There was one incident where she was at a party with a 13-year-old girl. Leah's 18. She was at a party with a 13-year-old girl, and they were both being flirty with each other. And she later confessed to me that she almost kissed this girl, didn't, but did send her a message saying that if she was single, she would fuck her so hard. Leah's 18, this girl's 13. And this was all while we were in a relationship with each other. I overlooked it because she was honest with me and she came to me and she talked to me about it. I didn't forget it, but I, forgave her and we moved on and worked on things. But there was incident after incident of her just breaking my trust and talking to other girls, and I could sit here and rant about it for an hour. But the reason we broke up was she's in boot camp right now, and she got internet access for Thanksgiving. She spent Thanksgiving at a civilian's house and was able to get online. And I saw a bunch of people posting about how they were so happy to have heard from her. And she was able to make calls earlier that day, so I figured it was because they had heard from her on the phone. But something just seemed weird about the way they were wording it. And then I had saw that she had been online, that she had internet access, and I didn't have any messages from her. Not on Tumblr, not on Facebook, not through my email, nothing. And while she was here, she'd logged into something on my computer, and her password had somehow gotten saved on my computer. And I was able to figure out what the password was. Now, up until that point, I hadn't used it. I had no reason to. I'm not, I hadn't dug through her shit. But this made me suspicious. And you can sit here and tell me that I was wrong to have even gone through her things in the first place. And I won't argue with you. However, I think wrong and right isn't quite that simple. And I'm glad that I did. Because when I logged into her Facebook, she had messaged another girl just saying Happy Thanksgiving, a friend of hers. And then there was a conversation to an ex of hers. And I don't really want to give out too much information about this girl because I don't want her getting shit. I've talked to her since then. And she's apologized for, causing any kind of drama or pain or anything like that. And I don't want this girl getting any hate. I have no animosity towards this girl whatsoever. I'm upset with her for what she did, but I don't think that she's really the person that needs to be carrying the blame here. What ended up happening is that Aaliyah and this girl had a 30-minute conversation on Facebook that was completely inappropriate for somebody who was in a relationship with another girl. It was romantic. It was very, very romantic. It was very mushy. I got a couple second opinions on it, and they were all from women. It was from my mother and from a couple of older women in my life, all who are over the age of 30, all who aren't petty or overdramatic, all who have lived life and have a decent head on their shoulders, and they all agreed with me that this was very romantic, and that if they had gotten it from their, they had seen their significant other write a message like this to another girl, they would be upset as well. There's a lot of I love yous, there's a lot of I miss yous. I really don't want to say too much because I don't want you guys to be able to figure out who this girl was. Because like I said, I don't think that she deserves any shit or hate. And wrote a letter to Leah confronting her about it and telling her that it was the last straw, that I was done, that I couldn't handle all of this. It hurt me. That message hurt me. It didn't break me, it didn't kill me, but it did hurt me, and I'm at the point in my life where I'm just not putting up with other people's bullshit. I'm just not doing it anymore. So, long story short, I sent her a letter telling her that this was the last straw, I was breaking up with her, and I got a letter back from her. I think she completely misread the whole part where I broke up with her, and she was trying to break up with me in this letter. And the only apology I really got was her saying, I know sorry can't bring you back from the dead, but I'm sorry, Amanda. You're single now. You can go see whoever you want. This is the end of us. I'm like, honey, I kind of already broke up with you. We've been done since Thanksgiving. You're not breaking up with me. I already broke up with you. She admitted in the letter that she is in love with this girl, that she has feelings for this girl, and that she doesn't have feelings for me anymore. And she pretty much was like, I know I'm a shitty person, and I know what I've done has hurt people, but oh well, because I don't really know what I'm doing with my life. Every time that she apologized, she followed it with a but, you know, but I just don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I'm young, but whatever. And I didn't really feel like she took any responsibility for anything she's ever done. Any of the hurt and pain she's ever caused other people. I don't know. It more just pissed me off that I confronted her many a times before she went to boot camp, saying, you're going into the military, you're going into Air Force. This relationship is about to be put to the test. Like, you're about to start making adult decisions. This is no longer high school level shit, and your relationship shouldn't be high school level. So if you're not in love with me, if this isn't that serious of a relationship to you, we should probably go ahead and end it. You know, no hard feelings, just be realistic with me. Don't put me through the pain of being in love with somebody and having feelings for somebody who's in boot camp for 2 months and going through all the difficulties of being an Air Force girlfriend, long distance at that, if you're just going to break up with me, if you're not really that serious about this. And she's like, no, I promise you I'm not serious about this. You know, she set up a queue on her private blog, or on her personal blog, of all these letters to me, which, by the way, she doesn't fucking know me at all. None of those letters are a decent description of me. Those letters pretty much prove that she knows nothing about me. But, you know, in the letters she's saying that she thinks you can grow up and marry me one day. It's very high school shit. You know, telling somebody that you've only known for a few months that you're going to grow up and marry them. And that's fine, because I've done that before. I did it with her. But when it came down to her leaving for the Air Force and going into a whole nother level of maturity, I don't know, I can't even put words together right now. It pisses me off so much. Anyway, if anybody actually watches this, that was Cheers.